All right, so this is your honors review, I guess, sort of key. It is quite long, so this video might end up being quite long, so skip along and go to the questions that you need help on. But I will be going through this quite quickly, so rewind or pause if you need to, or slow down the video speed. And be sure to turn on closed captions because you might not have headphones or whatever. All right, so this first question tells us that angle 6 is 142 degrees. Let me use red because it's a little bit more stands out. Okay, we know this is 142, so then it creates a supplementary angle with angle 5, meaning that angle 5 would be 38 degrees. And then from there, we have vertical angles all along the rest of them. So angle 1 and 2 would be 142 and 38. And then we have corresponding angles since these two lines are parallel. So all of these are corresponding, meaning that angle 8 and 3 are 142. Angle 4 and 7 are both 38. So angle 1, 142. Angle 4 is 38. Angle 2, 38. Angle 3, 142. Angle 5, 38. Angle 7, 38. All right, moving on. This time we have angle 12 at 121 degrees. Angle 6 is at 75 degrees. Find each measure. Okay, so starting off, we'll just finish off this circle. So these two are supplementary, meaning that this is going to be 59 degrees. These are vertical with 7 and 12, so this is 121, this is 59. And then from there, we have corresponding angles with angles 4 and 11. So these are both 59. And then it's vertical with 3, so this is 59 as well. And then looks like angle 1 and 6 are vertical angles. So these two angles are vertical, so angle 1 is 75 degrees. And then from there, we can figure out angle 2 and 5 by completing a full supplementary angle using angles 1, 2, and 4. So if I add up 75 degrees plus 59 degrees plus angle 2, that should give me 180 degrees. So by finding my missing angle, it should leave me with 46 degrees. That ends up being vertical angles with angle 5, so this is also 46 degrees. Okay, and then from there, I do have a couple corresponding angles with 9 and 14. So 9 and 14 are corresponding with 1 and 6. So these are both 75 degrees each. From there, angles 9 and 10 are supplementary and create a 180 degree angle. So if angle 9 is 75 degrees, angle 10 must be 105. And same thing for angles 13 and 14. So this must be 105. And that covers all of your angles in this question. So 1, 2, and 3 are 75, 46, and 59. Angle 4, 5, and 7 are 59 degrees, 46 degrees, and 121. Angle 8, 9, and 10 are 59, 75, 105. Angle 11, 13, and 14 are 59, 105, and 75. Question 4 has pretty much the same setup. We have 41 degrees given to us. Angle 5 is 94 degrees. Angle 10 is 109. And they want us to find the rest of the angles. Okay, so starting off, we know angles 4 and 5 are supplementary, meaning that angle 4 must be 86 degrees to get 180. And then from there, angle 4 and 1 are corresponding angles, so these are both 86 degrees. From there, angles 1, 2, and 3 all form a supplementary angle. So 86 plus 41 plus angle 3 must give me 180 degrees, meaning angle 3 must be 53 degrees. All right, and then from there, we have alternate interior angles with angle 2 and 9. So angle 9 is 41. Let's see what else. Oh, and angles 7 and 10 are corresponding. So they are not, yes, corresponding. So they are both congruent. And then with angles 7, 8, and 9, so 8 and 9 plus 7 create a same side interior angle, meaning 109 plus 41 plus angle 8 create a same side interior angle together. So this will end up leaving me with 30 degrees, meaning that angle 6 is 71 degrees since it's corresponding with angles 8 and 9 combined. Looks like that finishes up my angles. So angle 1 is 86, 3 is 53, 4 is 86, angle 6 is 71, angle 7 is 109, angle 8 is 30, and angle 9 is 41. Okay, there's a question on number 5. It originally says 2x plus 2y and 2x plus 4y on this one, but I need you guys to scratch out this question because it's incorrect and impossible to do otherwise without using substitution, which is something that you will officially learn in Algebra 2. Okay, so this one, you can really go in any direction you want. These are supplementary, but then you would have to add your x's and y's together. So instead of doing that, we're going to say that these are supplementary because these are corresponding. So I can say this is 5x plus 2y, and then these are supplementary. So then 5x plus 2y plus 72 degrees is equal to 180. Oh, wait, sorry, what am I doing? I still have to solve for x and y. So let's solve for y first. Solving for y would mean these two are alternate exterior angles, which means 4y is equal to 72 degrees. You can divide both sides by 4, so y is going to end up being equal to 18. And then we can plug in 18 in place of y to solve for x. So 2 times 18 would leave me with 36. And 36 plus 72 would end up leaving me with 108. Then we can subtract 108 on both sides to get 5x is equal to 72. Is that right? Yeah. And then divide both sides by 5. So x will be equal to 72 over 5. It should be equal to 14.4. Okay, number 6, if these two lines are parallel and angle 1 is 6x plus 34, angle 7 is 5x minus 8. I guess it's asking to solve for x. These two angles will be supplementary, so if I add them up together, it should be equal to 180. So adding my x's together, I have 11x. Add my numbers together, should give me plus 26. I can subtract 26 on both sides to get 154 and 11x. And then divide both sides by 11 to get x is equal to 14. All right, this next question, this time I have angles 2 and 4. These are going to be corresponding. So this implies that they are congruent. So x squared minus 9 is equal to negative 2x plus 6. So this exponent implies that I need to factor. And to do so, I need to set one side equal to 0, and it's going to be the side that does not have my exponent because I don't want to move it. So in order to get rid of all of my terms on the right, I need to neutralize 2x. So I will add 2x to both sides and subtract 6 to both sides. So plus 2x minus 6. This will leave me with x squared plus 2x minus 15. Some factors of 15 that add up to a positive 2 would be 5 and 3, where my 5 is positive and my x is, or my 3 is negative. But keep in mind, this is not my actual answer. These are just my terms to solve for 0. So in my actual answer, I will flip the signs to get x is equal to either a negative 5 or a positive 3. And it just says to find the value of x, so we'll leave it at that. All right, number 8. Given these lines are parallel, find the values of x and y. So this first one, we have alternate interior angles. We immediately know that these are congruent. So just solving for x by setting them equal to each other. Gives me x is equal to 11. And then from there, these two angles are supplementary. So if I add 2y plus 43 plus 6y minus 207, it should be equal to 108. So adding my terms together, I'll have 8y minus 164 equal to 180, and I can add 164 to both sides. Gives me 344, and then divide both sides by 8 to get 43. All right, this next page is a lot. We're just going to start off by the start. So given that angle 8 is equal to angle 20, so 8 and 20, if these are the same, then what lines are parallel? Angle 8 covers this lines, angle 20 covers these lines. So out of the 3 lines that these angles are on, looks like x and z are parallel. So I know 8 and 20 are parallel because they are alternate interior angles. And that's pretty much it. We're just going to do that same process over and over. So 1 and 9 are corresponding angles, and they both touch lines M, X, and Y, which mean X and Y are parallel, and these are corresponding. You got angles 3 and 10 are supplementary, so it uses these 3 lines, lines M, X, and Y again, so X and Y will be parallel because these are same side interior lines. We have angles 11 and 16. Covers these 3 lines, M, N, and Y. It does not look like M and N are parallel, so we are going to I mean, I guess we would have to say that these are parallel because 11 and 16, 11 is equal to 16. We don't know that because these are same side interior lines. There we go, I found the loophole. These are same side interior lines, which would imply that M and N are parallel, but they are not parallel. So if it says these are the same, there's no way that these are the same, because we have same side interior angles, which implies that these are supplementary, not congruent. Okay, angles 6 and 24. Where's 24? Are supplementary? Yes. 6 and 24 cover lines X, N, and Z, so X and Z are parallel because these are same side exterior lines. We got angles 14 and 23, 14 and 23, and they're telling me these are congruent. Yes, they are congruent, and they cover lines Y, N, and Z. So Y and Z are parallel because these are alternate interior angles, or exterior angles. Okay, angle 4 and 21 are the same. Yes, they are the same, and they cover lines X, M, and Z. So X and Z are parallel because these are corresponding. Angle 8 and 18 are supplementary, and we don't know that because these use completely different sets of lines. So we don't know anything's parallel, and these aren't even related. They don't even have a name for this, so I guess we're just going to leave that blank. 5 and 15 are in fact congruent, and they use lines Y, X, and N. So X and Y would be parallel because these are alternate exterior. Oops, I'm writing on the wrong line. X and Y are parallel because these are alternate exterior angles. Okay, finally done with that one. All right, if line J and L are parallel, so these two are parallel. Angle 1 is 135 degrees, angle 2 is 55 degrees, angle 3 is 45 degrees. List all other parallel lines, justify your answer. Okay, so it looks like 3 and 2 should be corresponding, but they're not because they are not the same angle. So if we compare that with angle 1, looks like angle 1 and 2 should be same side exterior angles, and so should angle 1 and 3. They should also be same side exterior angles. But only one of these is going to add up to 180, and the one that does add up to 180 is going to be angles 1 and 3. So with angles 1 and 3, it looks like these use lines, I'm going to label this Z, lines Z, J, and M. So we can say that J and M are parallel. Which also means if J and M are parallel, then M and L should also be parallel. Because J and L are parallel in the first place. That is given to us. Okay, finally done with half of the review. Okay, it says if Jimmy is responsible for making sure all of the studs of the wall are parallel, given the diagram below, what additional information would Jimmy need to ensure that all studs are parallel? See the diagram below. Looks like this is a completely theoretical question. We can ensure all of these are parallel by making sure all of these angles are all corresponding. I guess you could use those angles, this angle, this angle. Seems fine to me. So make sure the diagonal beam going across the studs all have the same corresponding angle measure. So as long as all of these are, I don't know, 100 degrees, then I know that all of these are going to be parallel. Okay. All right, so moving on, we got triangles now. So a triangle adds up to 180 degrees. This should be really easy. Just adding up all three of these angles, 3x plus x minus 5 is going to be equal to 180. So I got 5 x's in total, minus 5 equal to 180. Add 5 to both sides. And divide both sides by 5. So x is going to be equal to 37. And determine the value of all of these angles. We can add, substitute for x. So this would be 37. This would be 111. This would be 32. Determine the values of x and y in this. Okay, so these two angles add up to my exterior one. So 9x plus 3x plus 6x plus 8, oh, I can't speak anymore, it's been a long day, is equal to 10x plus 40. All right, combine your like terms. Looks like we have 15x plus 11 equal to 10x plus 40. And then just simplify and solve for x. So that's supposed to be 29? I'm missing something, or these numbers are just bad. Okay, so it looks like x is equal to 29 over 5. I don't believe I'm missing anything. This will give me 5.8. So if we plug in 5.8 for x right here, this will give me 58 plus 40, which is 98. And then 98, these two angles together are supplementary, so 98 plus y should be equal to 180. So this will leave me with y being 82 degrees. Question 13, determine the value of each variable in the diagram below. Okay, so it looks like triangle adds up to 180. So these two angles themselves add up to 150. So this must be 30 degrees. And then from there, we can use our exterior angle theorem to figure out y. This gives me 70 degrees, since we add these two together to be equal to this one. And then we can also do the same thing using, this was 30 degrees. 30 degrees and 110, so this would be 140. So angle Z should be 140. All right, question 14. Determine the value of x and y and label each angle with its degree measure. Okay, so it looks like we can use the exterior angle theorem with these two to find this. So x squared plus 5 plus 8x plus 10 is equal to 16x. X squared. Oh, and then to factor, we need to set one side equal to 0, subtract 16x from both sides. So this will leave me with negative 8x plus 15 equal to 0. And then we can factor. Some factors of 15 are 3 and 5. And they both have to add up to a negative 8. And they both must be negative since this is a negative sum with a positive multiple. Sorry, positive product. Okay, so x is either equal to 3 or positive 5. And then if we plug in 3 here, we'll be left with 48. If we plug in 5 here, we'll be left with 80. So then y could either be, it'll be supplementary. So y would either be 132 or 100. All right, and then finally our last page. If triangle ABC is isosceles with B, so we'll draw a triangle ABC with B at 71 degrees, what are all the possible measures of A and C? So it tells us it's an isosceles. We don't know which sides are congruent. Could be these two sides for all I know. So then angles A and C would then be, looks like 109 divided by 2. Be 54.5. But it could also look like this, which would mean that angle C is 71 degrees, along with angle A being 71 degrees as well. Sorry, not angle A being 71 degrees. Angle A being, this would be 142. So that could happen like that. With these two being 71. It could also happen like this, I suppose. So then A could also be 71, and then C would be 38. All right, number 16, given the diagram below, find the value of x. We know that these two are the same. So I can say that this is 3x plus 6. So we'll have 3x plus 6 plus 3x plus 6 plus 2x all make a triangle together. So I have 8x in total plus 12 equal to 180. Subtract 12 on both sides. This will leave me with, I can't math at this point, 168. Then divide both sides by 8. Okay, so for questions 17 through 20, are they possible sides of a triangle? If yes, classify the triangle. Okay, so starting off, can we make a triangle with these? First off, 7 is my biggest. So if I add 3 plus 4, is that bigger than 7? No. So no, triangle is possible. Is not possible, I guess. Okay, this one, 30 is my biggest. 13 and 17 are not bigger than 30. So again, this is going to be a no. A triangle is not possible. Okay, for this one, we have a biggest number is 26. These two add up to be bigger than my triangle. Okay, so yes, a triangle is possible. Yes, triangle. And what kind of triangle? Well, if we do a squared plus b squared equal to, not equal to, compared to c squared, we got 100 plus 576, and that will be equal to 676. So this is a right triangle. All right, this one, our biggest number is 21. If we add my two smaller numbers together, it is in fact greater than 21. So yes, a triangle is possible. Yes, triangle. But what kind of triangle? Well, we can do a squared plus b squared, and then compare that with c squared. So this will leave me with 121 plus 144. Compare that with 441. So this is 265, which is less than 441, and this will end up giving me an obtuse triangle. And that should be it for the honors review.